Right, so for beginners, choosing what to sell on Amazon can be a huge daunting task just because of how vast and big it is. And I know I had the same question way before I even started selling. So in this video, I'm gonna share that key strategy that personally helped me sell over $2 million in total sales. And this would be the same approach that I would do if I was, to start Amazon FBA all over again with $0. So let's go ahead and dive right into this method and how you as a beginner can follow along. When I first started my Amazon FBA business, the journey of course had its own challenges and uncertainties along the way. After I created my account, right? Like I had the business LLC set up. Now the next question or big thing was like, what products do I sell? So after experiencing trials and errors and all that stuff, from selling used college textbooks to big toys to baby products, believe it or not, then finally finding the strategy, which is reselling name brand products. And this was the aha moment that kind of just like made everything a lot easier in terms of the business. Of course, it still has its own challenges.
So close.
But it just made more sense in terms of how I can just find products to sell. And this approach of reselling name brand products has so much advantages, especially for beginners that's trying to get into Amazon FBA. First is that you tap into the built-in loyal customers that's existing already, right? Like when you think of a shoe brand, what is the first thing that comes to your head? Most likely you are thinking of Nike, right? Of course, there's other brands out there like Adidas, Under Armour, Hoka, Brooks, so on and so forth. But the majority of people, including you probably thought of Nike. That was the first thing that come up in your head. So when choosing products to sell and having to tap into that built-in customer, especially their loyal ones, you're just making it easier for yourself. And the best part is like you don't have to convince people to buy it. They already want the product itself. So this means that you can get your money back as a faster sales cycle because there's a lot of demand for these products. And as a beginner, just seeing a little bit of success, it gives you a lot of confidence that this thing actually works, and it encourages you to keep on going. The second benefit is that you don't need any marketing required. The brand's credibility, they're already doing it themselves. So all you're just doing is like taking advantage of that brand's credibility and jumping into Amazon, and you're putting two and two together, which is so powerful. And another thing is you don't have to build any websites versus if you were to create your own brand, you have to build it from scratch, from the website to the marketing to the advertising. So it just, all these things add up. And as a beginner, you don't want to get overwhelmed. You just want to get into the process to make sure that what you're getting into, you get some results. So with that now out of the way, now let's get into how you can start identifying and finding this big name brand products to start selling on Amazon. So this is where, working smart in the beginning can lead into benefit. Then you can work hard after, because identifying the right brand to sell can really have a huge impact in terms of your success in terms of Amazon FBA, because that will lead you to the right path on what to work on. Because if you're working hard and you're not on the right path, you're kind of just like bumping yourself into the wall, versus if you had found the right brand to sell, now you can put in that hard work and you can see things like literally products that you can find and start to make money. So see yourself as just taking a step back for a moment, looking at a bird's eye view, right? You want to see what's going on, see what is really in demand and what the customer wants. So we're gonna go over in detail here how you can help filter those things out. The first one is you want to start paying attention to trends. And this is super powerful if you really start paying attention to what's going on out there. There's a big tool that I've used in the past, not just for finding products, but in terms of everything, is Google Trends. You can literally type in anything in Google Trends from the last year, the past 30 days, whatever. It will find every single information that you may need. As we know, Google is the most powerful website in terms of data. Everyone uses Google now. So why not take advantage of Google Trends and reverse find of what products are being searched on in real time right now? And if you want to take it to the next step, you can even see what either brands is upcoming, right? Or what brands have been good the past year or so that's continually building that popularity and demand. Another thing you don't want to sleep on is social media. Yes, we already spend a lot of time in social media, whether that's here in YouTube, right? You got your Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, and let me show you guys an example. This is how I started selling the Stanley products out here last year in 2023 summer, where this thing was like the best thing since, since fire, which is crazy, is everyone just buying Stanleys. And I was able to identify this trend going on TikTok, and was able to take advantage of selling this brand itself because everyone really wanted one. So there were certain like variation of special colors or limited colors, and I don't know if you have seen it. Stanley and Starbucks had worked together, and they had created this manufactured demand where people were literally waiting outside in line like 4 or 5 in the morning, fighting against each other just to get a Stanley bottle with a special colorway. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just a bottle that can keep your drink cold, right? So, but they had created that demand, and if you had paid attention to the trend, you might have been able to take advantage of this product, which could have made you a lot of money. The second thing is going to your personal interests. Let's think about it here, right? Like, this requires a lot of, maybe a little bit of reflection and stuff like that, but going through your personal interests, things that you're naturally gravitating towards with, it will just help your business overall. It keeps your attention to it. It keeps it more fun and interesting because you're going to be looking at products and brands that you might have known already before you even started selling on Amazon here, just because you're in that interest, and B, you have an advantage of what maybe products in there because you're naturally in that environment. You're already in that situation and you're already in the know. Like, have you ever met someone that's super passionate into whether that's sports or a hobby or just something, right? Like, they get so animated, they get so happy, it seems like they have endless energy because that is the thing they love. They love to talk about it, they love to rave about it on other people. So that is something that you'd want to lean on. That's your distinct advantage. So for example, if you are, someone that's into beauty products, right? Like, you would know all the brands, not just the popular mainstream brands, but maybe also the upcoming brands that a normal customer wouldn't have known about. So you can tap into those that maybe a small niche brands that's upcoming, maybe like, a social media creator had just created one, right? Like, of course, we know like the Kylie products, the Dior's, the YSL, all those popular ones, right? But like, the smaller brands out there exist as well. So if you're really into like the beauty products or uses it every single day, that is an advantage that you can lean on. Like for me, I grew up playing sports since I was little, right? Like, I was really into basketball. So I kind of knew about like, what brands is used like to play basketball. There's Wilson basketballs, there's Spalding's, so on and so forth. So again, take a look inside to what really you're interested in, and I'm guaranteeing you will find an advantage in terms of what brands you naturally gravitated on, or brands that a lot of people don't know about. And again, leaning into your advantage or the things you love will only make it more enjoyable. You're more enthusiastic with it, and as a result, you're just gonna enjoy your business all in all. And it's your work on finding these products from the brand that you love, it's not gonna seem like work because you're gonna be so into it that you're gonna be so excited, and it will help you find products naturally, and that can lead you to more things down the road as well, and just opens up a lot more avenues. And the last thing to add on is that you will have intrinsic, like internally, motivation and commitment in terms of leaning into your advantage of the brands or interests that you already leaning towards with. This can help you literally in terms of like the business overall, because it's not going to be a paved road every single time. There's going to be bumps and hoops you have to go through, and having this passion and interest in terms of like what you love already, it just makes a lot of things easier naturally. And another thing I want to add as well is when you naturally get into, like a certain brand or a niche, when you start talking to other Amazon business owners that are in that same boat, guess what? It's gonna lead to better opportunity in terms of networking, right? Like, people always say like what your net worth is based on your net worth. So that can help in terms of advantage, because people that have the same interest is naturally gonna gravitate towards each other because they have a common theme that they can talk about. So in terms, you can get a valuable connection out of it. You can get insights from other Amazon business owners that can eventually help your own business all in all. And again, that's what the networking is all about, because you can share ideas, share challenges, how you overcome them, or potentially even, share suppliers if you really enjoy working with a certain individual. So by aligning your Amazon FBA business literally with your own personal interests, it just makes, you're not just selling products, you're making a genuine connection, enthusiasm in terms of the overall aspect, and it just helps helps you become more successful in terms of overall longevity in terms of Amazon FBA. And the last strategy that you can use to identify these profitable name brands is literally looking at hard data. So Amazon actually provides this tool, so let's go ahead and dive into the computer here. So you can see Amazon has this category insight available in terms of inside the Seller Central, and it's a huge, powerful tool that you can take advantage of in terms of this example right here. So let's go into the store name. We have the United States marketplace right here, right? Now we're gonna get into the category here. There's so many categories, and it even shows you that which bars it is. That just means which products are getting sold, you know, majority in terms of who's shopping on Amazon. So the number one category here is home and kitchen. Amazon is literally giving you like the cheat sheet of what is selling on their website. So let's go to home and kitchen, right? Or whatever you're interested in. So again, product type, it breaks it down for you, and current seems to be the hot cake right now in terms of home and kitchen and window curtains panel. Now, the beautiful thing about it is you can even scroll down here. Look, window curtain panels performance, right? You can see the demand of how many sold here in terms of units. And guys, this is in millions, right? And it shows you per month here what's going on for the past year. So there's a million, so 3 million, looks like the average 2 to 3 million per month, which is crazy. And these are the net sales, okay? Look at this, 75, I think that's trillion. So look, and it even shows you what popular keywords people are looking for, right? So now we don't see a specific brands out here, but let's go through the examples that we had talked about. So let's go to clothing, shoes, and jewelry, okay? So now shoes is number one here. We have women's road running shoes, okay? Again, Amazon is giving us this data already. Why not take advantage of it? So let's go down here. So you can see the sales, units sold, right? I don't wanna go too fast for you guys, but you can see the units sold here. Almost 1 million in terms of last November, okay? Now, popular keywords, let's go back here. You can see Brooks is the top most popular search in terms of Amazon. So that's just telling me, hey, people love Brooks in terms of running shoes, okay? Now you can go back to Brooks, that identify that as a popular product. Now let's go ahead and find different Brooks and type of shoes available out there, right? Now we got Hoka here, right? New Balance, Asics is another good one. And surprisingly, we don't see Nike here. So, you know, again, that's just huge, hard data that Amazon given us here, okay? Now you can even see right here, like the return ratio. On average, this product gets returned 16.81%. So these are the different reasons out here. And again, it gives you a lot of data, so why not take advantage of this? Amazon really gives it to us in a silver platter here, and all we have to do is gonna go back and reverse search of what brands we can find off what's already selling. And part of Amazon's game, once you get the hang of it, once you start to find a good brand that you can work with, you can slowly start adding other brands, and this is how you start building and scaling your catalog, and this is how you start growing your business overall as well. So if I was able to start this whole thing all over again with $0, this would be the exact same approach that I would do as I am currently doing right now, is to identify and find these big name brand products, because it allows you to have a successful Amazon FBA business without all the complexity and all the upfront costs, like, you know, starting your own brand and products. Yes, eventually, if you want to go down that route, you can certainly do it, but at least you learn the basic foundation of how Amazon works. And it just takes all the guessing work out of the end, because if you were able to just create your own brand or product, you have to make a commitment out of that, and you don't know if there's a certain demand for sure. But using other brands right now, you are already identifying that they are in demand, people want them, you're just making it easier for you overall. So don't be afraid, you know, lean in, start small, then eventually you start to scale up. And definitely use the outlines that we had talked about, and these are, again, from my personal experience, having going through all the mistakes for you guys, and able to sell multi-million dollars each year in terms of Amazon FBA just by taking advantage of these big name brand products already. And if you guys want to learn more strategy on how to find profitable products, check this video right here. Thank you so much. See you later.